Welcome to Learn English Fluently now. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
In these chapters, Ava meets the one man who may have all the answers, the architect. As he reveals what Orpheus truly is, Ava is faced with a horrifying discovery, a version of herself she never knew existed. The line between real and artificial begins to blur. Chapter 7: The Broadcast. The night air was sharp and cold, slicing through Ava's coat as they stepped outside the cabin. Every tree seemed to lean in, listening, waiting. Somewhere in the dark, a fox barked. A chill ran down her spine, not just from the cold, but from what they now knew. They had only one mission: expose the truth before it was erased forever. Inside, the architect worked quickly. His fingers danced across the keyboard as he filtered the encrypted files on the flash drive, searching for the most damning evidence. Names. Locations. Video proof. "This isn't just a leak," he explained. "This has to hit the public all at once: news outlets, independent journalists, whistleblower channels. Everywhere. It's the only way to protect it from being buried." Ava nodded. "We can't just speak. We have to show." They planned the broadcast for midnight. A synchronized release across multiple platforms. But for that, they needed a signal strong enough to override censorship firewalls. The architect knew of one place that could give them the power they needed: an abandoned satellite station deep in the mountains. The three of them packed up quickly. A generator, cables, hard drives, backup gear. Daniel double-checked the Jeep while Ava slipped the flash drive into a pouch around her neck. "You sure about this?" he asked. "I've never been more sure of anything," she replied. They drove in silence, the road twisting through thick pine forests and forgotten paths. Snow fell steadily now, erasing their tracks. By dawn, the satellite tower came into view, tall, rusted, and crowned with a dish that still turned lazily in the wind. "This place was shut down 20 years ago," the architect said. "But the signal reach is intact. If we can plug in before they find us." He didn't finish the sentence. They got to work. Daniel set up the generator. Ava organized the files, practicing the words she would speak: clear, powerful, undeniable. And then, just before they went live, something shifted. The architect's expression changed. Not fear. Not urgency. But cold indifference. Ava caught it too late. He stood slowly, reached into his coat, and pulled out a small device. A beacon. Daniel froze. "What are you doing?" The architect's voice was calm, too calm. "I told them where we'd be. They'll be here in 10 minutes. Ava's throat tightened. "Why?" He turned to her with a look of quiet sadness. "Because this war was lost before it began." "You think truth will set people free?" "No. It will only make them afraid. They'll turn on you. They'll demand you be silenced. Orpheus doesn't need to destroy you. The world will do it for them." "You lied to us," Ava said. "No. I prepared you," he replied. "Now run." Daniel stepped forward, but the architect raised his hand. I didn't bring weapons. Just a signal. I had to make sure you were truly ready. Ava's heart pounded. Sirens echoed in the distance, vehicles approaching. You still have time, the architect said. Use it. Without another word, Ava turned and ran, Daniel close behind. They didn't have the satellite. They didn't have the broadcast. But they still had the truth. They raced back to the jeep, skidding through snow and mud as headlights appeared at the tree line. Voices shouted. Gunshots cracked through the air. Daniel jerked the wheel hard, the jeep fishtailing as they tore down the mountain road. Behind them, fire lit up the sky. The tower burned. Ava stared back, gripping the flash drive. The betrayal burned, but so did the resolve. We need a new plan, she whispered. We will find one, Daniel replied. They didn't stop until dawn. Parked beside a frozen lake, their breath fogging the windows, Ava turned to him. Do you trust me? She asked. I always have. She held up the drive. Then let's finish what we started. No more waiting. No more hiding. It's time the world sees who I really am, and what they've done to all of us. In that quiet place, surrounded by stillness and snow, a fire was born, not just of anger, but of purpose. The secret he kept had become the truth she would reveal. And this time, no one, not even betrayal, would stop her. Chapter 8: The Underground. The morning after the tower burned, silence filled the forest. Not the peaceful kind, but the silence of breath held too long, of questions still unanswered. Ava stared into the frozen lake, its surface a mirror of everything she felt, cold, cracked, hidden beneath. The flash drive hung from her neck like a heartbeat. It was all they had now. Daniel crouched beside the jeep, tuning into shortwave frequencies. Static crackled. Nothing clear. The architect had vanished. The tower was gone. The world still spun, unaware of what nearly reached them. We're not giving up, Daniel said, turning to her. We're going underground. Ava blinked. Where? He pulled a crumpled slip of paper from his pocket. A contact. Someone I trusted before all this. She leads a group that's been working in the shadows. People like us, burned, betrayed, but not broken. They drove west for 2 days, avoiding main roads. Sleeping in the jeep. Eating from gas stations. The farther they got from the city, the more the sky opened up, starlight that made Ava feel both small and infinite. On the 3rd night, they reached the edge of the desert. Nothing but rock and sky. A skeleton of a town. One gas station. One diner. One long abandoned train track. This is the place? Ava asked. Daniel nodded toward the train yard. It's beneath it. They walked between rusting boxcars and faded graffiti until they reached a metal hatch buried in sand. Daniel knocked 6 times, paused, then twice more. The lock clicked. The hatch opened. Inside, a steel staircase descended into darkness. At the bottom, lights. People. It wasn't what Ava expected. Not rebels in camouflage or hackers behind glowing screens. It was a community. A woman in her 60s with a scarred eyebrow offered them water. A teenager wearing headphones sketched symbols onto a paper map. A blind man typed on a braille display, reading surveillance logs. The leader was named Rhea. Tall. Quiet. Eyes that missed nothing. "So you're the girl with the drive," she said after Ava explained everything. "And the man who kept the secret." Daniel didn't speak. His jaw tightened. Rhea looked at them both. "We've waited for someone like you. Not because of what you know, but because of what you're willing to risk." They showed her the data. The experiments. The names. The proof. Rhea didn't flinch. "We've seen similar," she said. "But this has blood on it." Over the next days, Ava and Daniel became part of the rhythm underground. They slept in bunks, mapped safe zones, and recorded voice messages for allies still in the cities. Rhea trained Ava in digital broadcasting. Taught her how to protect the drive. How to speak in codes. How to vanish without leaving footprints. But with each lesson came a warning. Trust no one without scars. If they've never been burned, they've never stood too close to the fire. Ava took those words to heart. Then one morning, the maps changed. Red circles appeared across multiple cities. Disappearances. Vanishings. Whistleblowers gone without a trace. Orpheus wasn't waiting anymore. It was hunting. And soon, it would come for the underground. "We move in 2 days, Rhea announced. We split the drive. 1 piece each. If one falls, the rest carry it forward." Ava looked at Daniel. "You ready?" His answer came without hesitation. "Only if we burn the whole lie to the ground." That night, Ava stood in front of a makeshift camera, surrounded by cables and monitors. Her hands trembled as she lifted the microphone. "Not yet," Rhea whispered. "Wait for the signal." Ava nodded. The room fell quiet. They were ghosts in a world of machines, but soon, if they got it right, their words would echo across every corner of the planet. And when that day came, the secret he kept would no longer be a secret. It would be a revolution. Everything Ava thought she knew is about to be challenged. If this story has pulled you in, show your support with a like, share it with a friend, and stay tuned. The real secret is almost out. To be continued.